Okay, you probably remember when you got a fraction like this, you go 7 times 3 is 21, plus 2 is 23. So what I've actually got here is minus 23 on 7 to the power of minus 1. Then all you do is you go 1 over minus 23 over 7 to the 1, which is just 1 over minus 23 over 7, which equals times 7 just equals 7 over minus 23. Okay, for this one, start by getting rid of the negative indices, so it's 1 over 2x all to the power of 3. This is the same thing as 1 over 2 cubed x cubed, which is like 1 over 8x cubed. Okay, x to the minus a half, the first step is to get rid of the negative indices, so it's 1 over x to the half, and so you kick the bottom one across, so you get 1 over the square root of x to the 1, which just equals 1 over root x. Okay, so in the first step, all I've done here is I've just rewritten it with the denominator, the x cubed. I've just brought that up to the numerator. You can see it here, because I've gone from the bottom to the top, the indices changed to be negative. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to now multiply through this set of brackets by x to the minus 3. Okay, so I'll do that set first. So I get equals x to the half, and it's outside of. Now, x to the minus 3 times x squared, multiply, add the indices 2 plus minus 3 is minus 1. So that becomes x to the power of minus 1. Now the next one I'm multiplying is x to the minus 3 times minus 3x. Now if you realise there's really a 1 there, okay, so it's this becomes minus 3, and I've got x to the 1 plus minus 3 becomes x minus 2. Okay, so just check that. That's x to the 1 times x to the minus 3, 1 plus minus 3 is minus 2. Okay, and then finally I've got x to the minus 3 times 1, which just is plus x to the minus 3. So that's done. And the next step of the process is now to multiply what's outside by everything inside. Okay, so here we go. So I've got x to the half times x to the minus 1 is x to the minus 1 half. Okay, then x to the half times minus 3x to the minus 2, that becomes a half, plus minus 2 is minus 1.5. So that's 3x to the minus 1.5. Okay, and then the next one is x to the half times x to the minus 3. So a half minus 3 is minus 2.5. So this becomes plus x to the minus 2.5. Now I'm just going to clean up the fractions. Okay, so this becomes x to the minus a half minus 3x to the minus 3 on 2 plus x to the minus 5 on 4. These are correct either way. Okay. Okay, for this one, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the fraction out the front and say it's times 3x plus 8 to the minus 2/9 over 1, and then I'll rewrite that as 6 over 7 times 1 over 3x plus 8 to the 2 over 9. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to deal with the fractional indice. So that's going to be 6 over 7 times 1 over. So we kick the bottom one across. That's the 9th root of 3x plus 8 all squared. Now that 9, I probably should have written it a bit clearer, a bit closer to the square root. Anyway, I'll carry on. So this equals 6 over 7. It's the 9th root of 3x plus 8 squared.